This little MIDI controller I built. It's inspired by the MIDI Fighter Twister, and it's much more simple than the Twister, but it does some of the same things. It's built from an array of 16 potentiometers here, and there's 2 switches, and there's 4 LEDs for the UI. So what makes this thing work is this is an Arduino Pro Micro, which uses the Atmel 32U4 chip, which has USB. So I'm using a MIDI library called MIDI USB for this version of the Arduino. It's actually compatible with the Arduino Leonardo, by the way. So that gives me USB MIDI. And I didn't put physical serial MIDI on this thing, but it wouldn't be hard to do because the serial port is unused. So basically add a TRS jack, the 2 resistors, and you've got a physical MIDI output. You have to change the code to add the serial MIDI, but that's not hard to do. The second module here is a 16-channel analog mux. This is a CD4067, I believe it is, 16:1. So the 16 inputs go to the pots. The pots are wired between 5 volts and ground. So the wipers go to the analog inputs of the mux, and the analog output goes into an analog input of the Arduino. So we basically scan through, read all the pots, and then decide when to send CCs and all that sort of stuff. So let's plug the thing in and see how it works. User interface on this thing. It's basically LEDs. I used 4 different colors. I have red, orange, yellow, and green for my LEDs. So this first LED is indicating that we're on the first bank. So we have 4 different banks of CCs, and the CCs start at 16 for the first bank. And so it goes 16, 17, 18, 19, blah, 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 down to 31. Next bank starts at 32, next bank starts at 48, next bank starts at 64. So these are hardwired. It's in the code. If you want to change it, you can change in the code. You can map them any way you want, but you can't remap the CC numbers with this very simple user interface. So if we go back to the first bank, the second button is used for changing the MIDI channel. So if we press the button, it's indicating first LED is flashing, which indicates MIDI channel 1. So if I press it while it's still flashing, we can change it, and the MIDI channels are encoded in binary. So the LSB, second LSB, third LSB, fourth LSB. So as we go through this, we can see we can count up to the last one. All LEDs off is MIDI channel 16. And then we're back to MIDI channel 1 again. And again, to keep it simple, everything is on the same MIDI channel. So when you change MIDI channels, all the functions go to that MIDI channel. So the other interesting feature it's got here is if we go to the 5th bank, you can see the LEDs all go blank. But what this is 4 LFOs. So if I turn up the amplitude on the first one, you can see that's pulsing. And the way the LFOs work is we have a basically in the software there's a ramp generator. So the first pot controls the rate of ramp up, and the second pot controls the rate of ramp down. So if we can change that, you can see I've got should have a fast rise and a slow decline. And if I turn the other way, I've got a slow rise and a fast fall. And this pot controls the waveform control. So we have, if we go this way, it's a ramp. If we center third is a square wave or a pulse. So the pulse duty cycle is again determined by the setting of these 2 pots. And then the last, if we go fully to the right, it's random. And as you saw before, this controls the level of the output. So the CC values range from 0 to 127. So if we go fully clockwise, the LFO is going to go from 0 to 127, and this would be roughly halfway, etc. We also have an offset. So when we press this button, we can tweak this volume pot, and now this sets the lower level of the LFO. So it's kind of hard to do with one hand here, but if I turn up this last LFO, and if I set it to about halfway, you see the LED is a bit hard to see, but when I turn this up, you can see it's going, make it a little slower, you can see it's going sort of from half brightness to full brightness. So that's approximately a range of 64 to 128. So the other thing to note is when I turn this down, I turn the maximum level down, the minimum value will follow it down, and vice versa. If I turn the minimum value up, the maximum value will follow as well. So it's just the only logical way to do it with a single potentiometer. So that's basically how it works. I'll do another video showing it set up with my Norns. I basically designed this thing as a companion to Norns. It's about the same size as a Norns, and it works pretty well. The other thing to note is if you're doing MIDI mapping with this thing, you probably, unless you specifically are trying to map to a single LFO, you should turn the LFOs off on the LFO page and then map the CC that you want, because otherwise the LFOs are going to trigger the MIDI learn on the whatever software you're using. So now if you want to map an LFO to a parameter, obviously you turn that LFO up and don't touch any of the other knobs, and it'll automatically map it. So that's about it. Should also mention the when you change pages here, that the filtering on these pots is there's a little bit of hysteresis in it. So when you change pages, nothing changes until you touch a pot, and you have to move the pot a little bit, and then it will set that CC for that page, and you can change page, and you can set these other ones. But when you go back to the page, the original page, obviously you've got to reset this because they're potentiometers. You have to kind of get back to your original value and then change it. So that's just the limitation of using pots for something like this. But yeah, pretty easy to build, and yeah, I'm finding it really handy, especially with Norns. It's great fun to use with MIDI map the Norns parameters to it, and you get some pretty fun effects and more utility out of your Norns with this thing.